time, I would like to call the Hardin County Board of Education meeting to order. And the first thing on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. If y'all will join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Board commitments. Dawn, you have those up? You usually do.
To improve our effectiveness, the Hardin County Schools Board team commits to keep children first, listen, be prepared, be professional, demonstrate financial stewardship, represent the entire district and support district goals, and support board decisions.
All right, thank you. And your recognitions, I'm going to ask Mary Lou Marin, did she make it to the meeting? Mary Lou Marin? She had sent me a text and was doing the student thing where she has to observe a board meeting.
Oh,
and she
okay.
needed paperwork signed, so obviously she didn't make it this time. She was going to come tonight. I wanted to make sure if she wanted that paperwork signed, she better be sticking her hand up. All right, Mr. John Wright's going to take care of recognitions.
Yes, sir. Normally, we don't do recognitions in June and July, but when you hear about these students, you'll understand why we had to recognize these students in June. So if you'll pass that resolution, Mr. Chairman, we'll get that started.
Okay. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the resolution. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
All right. We have several students who did very, very well at the state track meet. And so we wanted to bring those students into this meeting because some of them have already graduated. They graduated at the end of the month and so of May. And so we wanted to get them in here and get them recognized before they go off to their next chapter of their lives. First of all is Serena McNeely. Serena, are you here? No, Serena is not here. Well, she is a rising senior at Central Hardin, and she placed second in the girls' high jump with a mark of 5 feet 2 inches, and was seventh in the girls' triple jump with a length of 35.5 inches at the state track meet. What about Lee Carter? I think I saw. Come on up, Lee. Lee and Reese Reinhardt. Come on up, Reese. So Lee is a 2022 Central Hardin graduate, and Reese Reinhardt is a rising Central Hardin junior, and they placed third in the mixed unified shot put with a mark of 71 feet, 10.5 inches at the Kentucky High School Athletic Association Championship Track Meet. Congratulations, guys.
If you'll
Turn around there and get a photo.
turn around with that way.
Turn around there, Mom wants a photo
Yeah,
back
everybody
there.
everybody wants
There
a
you go.
picture. All right. Now, Lee, Lee, you stay up here, and Isaiah Bennett is going to join you. Is Isaiah here? No, Isaiah's not here. Well, Lee gets another medal, if you don't mind, Mr.
Really?
Chairman. Lee and Isaiah, who is a 2022 graduate, placed third in the mixed unified 2 by 50 meter relay with a time of 14.31 seconds at the KHSAA track meet. Congratulations, Lee. Good job, son. Appreciate you. All right.
Thank you.
Ethan Rice. Ethan, are you here? Okay, Ethan is a 2022 North Hardin graduate, and he won the state championship in the discus throw at the state track meet with a mark of 179 feet and 2 inches. Sean Boykins. All right, come on up. I thought I saw Sean, but he is a rising North Hardin junior, and Sean placed third in the 100-meter dash with a time of 10.86 seconds at the Kentucky High School Athletic Association track meet. Congratulations, Sean.
I
Awesome.
also think he's been going to some football camps, am I right?
I want nobody to be able to catch him.
Been reading a little bit about that.
Devin Seeley. Devin, are you here? Come on up, Devin. Devin is a North Hardin High School senior, a rising North Hardin High School senior, and he placed third in the high jump with a mark of 6 feet 4 inches at the state championship track meet. Congratulations, young man. All right, congratulations. Turn around there and let all these folks take your picture.
That's a 5-foot fence, man.
All right, for our next part of recognitions, Mr. Chairman, I'm going to ask Aaron Hahn with the Central Kentucky Community Foundation to come up and present a check. Come on up, Ms. Aaron. Aaron, as I said, works with the Central Kentucky Community Foundation. You want to say a few words?
Sure. Thank you all for letting us come today. We would like to recognize Kimberly Sweet, Laura Hayes, and Stephanie Flickinger, if they're here, and present a check that's not cashable, but they've already received it, for Hardin County Partnership Grant that they received for 3 innovative projects. And CKCF couldn't be prouder to be in partnership with Hardin County Schools for this grant cycle that happens twice a year. And it's thanks to the teachers who are part of a payroll reduction process. So it's just wonderful. So thank you.
It's a 2-sided check. I like that.
That never occurred to me.
Two-sided check. I don't think you should.
Thank you all.
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you, Laura Beth, Stephanie, and Kim for your dedication to students, and thank you, Aaron, for facilitating that award tonight. And next, we have 3 more teachers we'd like to recognize. Ms. Morgan, I think you're going to be a part of that. Okay. We'd like to recognize Shawnee Thompson, who is an English teacher at North Hardin High School. I saw Shawnee here. DeMarcus Compton, who is a special education teacher at Lincoln Trail Elementary. And Ms. Holly Tabor, who's a teacher at East Hardin Middle. There's Holly. They were among the few educators in the Commonwealth of Kentucky to be nominated for the Western Kentucky University, which is the University of Kentucky, by the way, College of Education and Behavioral Sciences Distinguished Educator Award. So congratulations, guys.
So I will say,
Congratulations.
Dr. Murphy from Western Kentucky University, if you live near Bowling Green, she comes and delivers these personally, but was not able to make it up here to see us. So we appreciate you all. Thank you.
My job is done, Mr. Chairman. Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Thank you all. Great job. Okay, focus on academics. Mr. Greg Sutton in charge.
All right. Pretty proud of our early college pathway. I'm sure you all have read that we had 92 juniors in the pathway this year, 127 seniors. 70 of those earned their associate's degree, so very proud of that. 14 of those seniors also were on the president's list all 4 semesters. So we're really proud about the opportunity that Hardin County Schools offers our students. We want that to be heard statewide, what Hardin County Schools does for their opportunities for their kids. So Mr. Robbins has done a great job with that program as it continues to grow. And I want to ask him to come up here tonight to introduce some of our students to talk about that program, some of our seniors that just graduated, how that's impacted them, and what's their next step as a result of being a part of this. So, Mr. Robbins, I'm going to turn it over to you and some of our students. Very, very proud.
All right.
Thank you all for allowing us here today. So I'm going to let them each introduce themselves, tell their names, their home high school, and where they're going to school next year.
My name's Caitlin Rowlett. I am going to school at Eastern Kentucky University, and I just graduated from John Hardin High School.
My name is Hayden Ash. I just graduated from Central Hardin, and I'm going to be going to WKU.
My name is Connor Shacklet. I went to North Hardin High School, and I'm going to the University of Kentucky.
I'm Sierra Bayasin. I graduated from Central Hardin High School, and I'm going to the University of Louisville.
My name is Camille Alexander. I graduated from North Hardin High School, and I'm going to the University of Louisville as well.
All right.
Move to the center and turn so we can get a picture of you guys, if you could.
And just a little bit, so, I mean, this group of students just kind of gives that kind of representation of what you see in our program. All, you know, a couple of them choosing once, you know, UK and then variety, but, you know, they have the opportunity to go wherever they want. And they have all done that by working, you know, really hard over the last 2 years through COVID, doing college, you know, for the first time, through that, how we all tried to experience, you know, school, really. But they were all successful and stuck with it, and I think we're going to go on to see them do great things. These students were not only just students; they were involved in extracurriculars, club members. They were student leaders in all aspects, not only at EC3 but at their home high schools. And so they're a phenomenal group. I wish we could have brought every single one of them up here, but I just picked a small group. They are a cool group. But all of our students that are there at EC3. Just really put forth that effort, that maturity that they need to be successful. And like I said, the amount of scholarships, I don't want each of them to have to necessarily go up here and say all but they've done. But they've got some money in their pockets that's going to follow them to school as well. So I think every single one of them has a dedicated major. I'll let them do that. So do you want to come back and say your major and maybe why you chose it?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm majoring in biology because I want to go to pre-med. My goal is to become an anesthesiologist in the future. The reason why I wanted to take biology, obviously because it's an easy way to get to medical school, and also because I do have a love for science and medicine. I do want to be able to use my I want to be able to use my talents to be able to help people. Yeah.
Good.
Great.
I will also be going to biology in the pre-dental track, and I am aiming to become an orthodontist.
All right.
I plan on going into architecture because I've always loved playing with Legos and the hands-on aspect of that, so.
Wait a minute, the games are over.
I plan on going into nursing and eventually specialize in pediatric nursing because I love working with kids.
Good.
She's also going to be playing soccer.
Yes, she is.
So I plan on doing exercise science and hopefully get into PT school because physical therapy has been something that's been a big impact in my life, and so I want to get into that.
You had to take a little of that PT therapy, hadn't you? Well, all I got to say is all of you have to come back to Hardin County to work now, okay?
Absolutely.
And if there's one final message I want to say is that you heard some, you know, the academic side, but you also see Hayden on the basketball court and see
Right.
Connor on the tennis court and Miss Hallett on the soccer field. Just because you're at EC, you know, TC taking your class your senior year, you're still just as involved in your home high school as you need to be. So this is an opportunity if kids want to take it and earn that associate's degree. Hardin County Schools offers that and it still has you very involved in your home school. So appreciate Mr. Robbins and the job he's doing with that program.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
Thank
great,
you all.
great. All right, in recognition of visitors, we have one that's chosen to speak tonight, and Stephen Egan, I believe? Yes. Yes, sir.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Stephen D. Egan. I am I've been a resident of Hardin County since 1993, when I came down here from Anchorage, Alaska in the middle of the summer, and had the audacity to have 109 index coming off the plane. And when you've got a wife and 4 kids and 2 cats and a dog, and it just loses all perspective. At any rate, once I retired in '94, I then got into civil service out on Fort Knox, and I did another 21 and a half years of civil service. But work doesn't take all my time, and I'm glad of that finally, that I always wanted to get fully involved in the Veterans of Foreign Wars here in Hardin County in the 4th District. We have a fantastic network within our VFW district. We have posts in Radcliffe, Brandenburg, Hardinsburg, Hawesville, Owensboro, Hartford, Calhoun, and Litchfield. Our post, 10281, which is located out here in Vine Grove, has a total membership right now of just under 1,200 members. We are the largest facility in the state of Kentucky right now. And we're fixing to move up. Right now, we're number 3, I think it is, in the regional concept of things. And if we've got another 10 or 12 people we can sign up, that we would move higher in the ranks and hopefully get to a point where we reach number 1 category at Nanashville headquarters. Tonight, I'm here to talk to you once again on a subject that I addressed with you, I believe it was 2 years ago. The Veterans of Foreign Wars has a fantastic system built into it to help us teach our youth in America how to do things right. And this year, the high school program is called Voice of Democracy. And this year's subject for VOD, I got it here. VOD's subject is, why is the veteran important? That's what they're going to be writing on. And I've got copies here for all 6 of the panel members here on the board. So before I leave, don't let me leave with them. Middle school program is basically the same kind of effort, but for the Patriots Pen program, this year's theme is My Pledge to Our Veterans. I got in here super early. In the past, it's been like October, early November before I could come in because of my job and all that. So I'm way ahead of the game. My job in the VFW in the 4th District is I am the Senior Vice Commander. That places me right behind the District Commander. My only, you look in the rule book, and the rule book says the only job that the Senior Vice Commander has at District is to help the Commander. Commander gives you projects to work on, that's what you do. If he wants you to research stuff, that's what you do. In the absence of the commander, should you get sick or have to go out of town and we're going to have a meeting, then I take over the meeting. I'm the acting commander at that point. So the Voice of Democracy and the Patriots Pen kind of mirror each other. The subjects are different, but you can only submit an entry with a paper copy and either a CD or a thumb drive. Okay? That's the only way that you can submit it. If you don't give us that, we cannot process that because they won't be able to listen to it at the panel. The way this thing's working is all the entries will be due to our respective posts, and it'll be due Halloween night. Why they picked Halloween night is beyond me. I think it's a horrible night to do it because if you've got 3 or 4 kids, and I had 4 kids at our house growing up, and it was almost impossible. But at any rate, 31 October, they've got to have it in. If you can have it to us by 2 days later, we can usually make that work. But 2 days is as far as we can stretch it. What happens once we get all the essays in, we hold a panel. It's just that simple. And we're reaching the point now in technology where what I'm doing is I'm sending out all of the entries by either a CD or on a thumb drive. And I send that to the judges. And I call them and I talk to them about the rules and what the rules can, how it's got to be handled. And then I give them their score sheet, and when they're finished scoring, they send it back to me. I do the total, and then whoever has the highest score, should we have a case where we have two people, we have an option of, instead of giving them the maximum amount of money, and I think last year it was $1,000 we were putting out, we split it. It's $500. But that way, both of them can go forward and compete at the district level and then hopefully keep going up. But that's how those two programs work. All the paperwork it's very self-explaining. I used to get questions all the time, and anymore, I like to think kids are a whole lot smarter because they're going back and they're saying, well, I know Tommy, he did it a couple years ago, and I'll see how he did his and all that sort of thing. But at any rate, district competition will be, I believe it's on the 15th of November. That's when we have to close it out. Then at the end of that contest, one person goes forward to state. And at the state level, again, only one person can win. If we wind up with a tie at state, we have to scratch our heads and figure out what's really best. So at state level, once you have that competition and things get sent out to Nanishel, this is what I really like to talk about, because VFW Nanishel competition, up until 2 years ago, the student that gets selected at the state, one parent, each get to go to Washington, D.C. at the VFW's expense, and they'll also pay for their hotel room, pay for their meals, and all the young people who are entered in the contest at Nanishel, there's 53. We have 50 states and three provinces. 2 of those have 2 reps in their own area. So the 55 people that go up there, on the first day of the convention, they get recognized and introduced and all that, and they pick up their VFW Voice of Democracy or Patriots Pin jacket, and also a brand new Dell computer that's fully decked out. These kids are getting computers that have processing features on them that freshmen going into high school don't sometimes get because you can't afford it. But the competition used to be in D.C. all the time, and then when everything was over, everybody went home and it was completed. 2 years ago, they changed it. The new Nanishel commander-in-chief at that point said he wanted to experiment something. Let's not send them to D.C. We will be Charles Corral on the road with a camera crew going to their home. And they will go live on this feed and do their essay. And then it will get graded. Then they'll announce on the last day naturally, you know, if they say, well, we can't leave the house today. We got to be here all day. I don't know, somebody's coming and we need to help them. And that's when they come in with the check. The check for the Nashville is a scholarship of $10,000, I believe. And they get different dolls and different commemorative items that they get to keep. So at any rate, as long, two different rules. One, if you live in Radcliffe, that does not tie you down saying that you have to go to Vine Grove to make your entry. If you want, you could send it to Duluth, Montana, if you want to do that. But in our district, the last 2 years, we have struggled to get young people to participate in the activity. And this year, I'm out here getting an early start. We've got from now until the end of October before we have to have our essays on hand. So my focus is VOD, Patriots Pin, and being the senior vice. And it's kind of like being a vice president, if you want to put it in that perspective. But I've gone over most of the important things you need to know about. Our contests, our panels are, in our district, we don't do them with an audience. It can be a very sensitive thing. People think that, well, you had 3 people from one post on the panel and they weren't from our post. Well, we can't always get people 1 from each post. You know, we should be able to with 8 posts. And that's what I'm going to strive for. I need 5 primaries and 3 alternates. And we'll just leave it at that. But I want to improve our program. And what I was leading up to is, if you don't win, you can keep competing while you're in high school, as long as you have not won the national contest in a single year. Okay, we don't have a whole lot of young people who. Most of ours, we get it to state, and last year we had 7 entries at state, and it was very tough to get a winner because they were all exceptionally well written documents. But we are located in Vine Grove. Most of you probably already know where the BFW is. I am Stephen D. Egan. I've got business cards for you that I'm going to give you as well. And if you need any help or you can't make heads or tails out of something, and it's not hard to get in that position. But I'll do everything I can. I retired the end of December. I retired from my civil service job, and it took me until the end of March before you get all the entitlements set into place, your Social Security and the VA, and I'm drawing 2 different pensions from the government. And,
Okay.
So I have to suffer through going through that, but it's okay. I earned it.
Awesome, thank you.
But I live in Radcliffe, out on Periwinkle Drive, if you know where that is. I had 4 kids go through North Hardin, and I've got a granddaughter that's fixing to be a junior this fall. Annabelle Applegate is her name, and she's excited about coming back to school. She's got herself a little countdown calendar. because she's ready to go. I think I've taken too much time, but by the end of the meeting, I'll come up and I'll give you all out your paperwork.
All right.
All right,
Thank
thank you, folks. Any questions?
Thank you.
Nope.
I think most of them took off.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. We failed to have a noon meeting today, and so we missed our construction updates, but John is willing to give us a little bit of info on the construction update, and things don't seem to be getting much better.
Well, it's not all bad. I would like to thank the gentleman that just spoke for your service. I really appreciate all you've done and continue to do. Thank you very much. So yeah, we're still a little bit on the struggle bus with getting cement. So if we have any community partners out there that has any cement they would like to donate or get rid of, we'll get that shipped up to IMI. So the good news is, though, we are finding that IMI is really working with us with our construction management firm Alliance. Last week we actually got twice as much concrete as our ration was. We're on a 40-yard ration. Last week we got 80, so that was great. So the good news is we're still moving forward with footers. We're still coming up with our masonry wall on the parking lot side of the structure. So all trades are still on site. Nobody's left, taken their tools and gone home yet, so that's great. Actually, the drillings started back up, so we're moving again in a positive direction that way. If you've been by Century, you'll see that the parking lot is well underway, getting renovated. Some folks, I'm sure, have asked why are they doing that to the parking lot? But as the board, I'm sure, is aware, the building's coming out into the parking lot. And if you've been by Central, you'll know that the water previously was kind of heading toward the big gym. We now need it to head the opposite direction, so that calls for some grade changes in the parking lot. I wish I could tell you the parking lot will be 100% done, start the next school year, but it won't. We will have about 2/3 of it completed. That's the plan if we're able to get the concrete we need and asphalt put down. But essentially, the student parking lot we hope will be in place, but the bus parking in the back will still be unfinished when the school year starts. The good news is, though, going forward, the plan is to have those two areas separated, so we will not be commingling buses with especially student vehicle traffic going forward, which is a big plus, we think, for our students and for student drivers, students and our bus drivers. But overall, I think we're making the best of the situation that we have. The project's moving forward. In the next month, it's pretty exciting. You should start to see some metal trusses going up over the new gym. They're making plans actually this week to get that done, and so the smaller gym should start to really take shape in the next 30 to 60 days. So be happy to answer any other questions you may have.
Good, I guess. I just like to keep the concrete rolling, but I don't know what else to do. Of course, everyone said, oh, well, Ford's coming and they are hoarding up all the concrete so that they can, cement so they can build their plant. Well, I guess we can make all kinds of speculations out here.
That seems unlikely.
Probably so.
Yeah.
We'll just have to tough it out. It's out of our control.
Yes, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
All right, we're down to consent agenda, and is there anything anyone wants to pull out of that? I got the approval of the signing of a memorandum of agreement for special education with Central Kentucky Head Start, annual data security report. We're approving a HCEC-TV contract for production services with the government meetings of Physical Court in Hardin County. And another small change, I think, that didn't get on the student code of conduct earlier. And approval for the Central Hardin High School Educators Rising Organization to travel to Washington, D.C. And of course, these are all on commercial carriers. Don't know how much the fuel's going up on them. They may have to pay more before they get there.
Well, the good news is on that Educators Rising, that is a grant that we were awarded, so
Good.
it will come out of grant funding.
Great. And of course, financial services, we received the financial reports, orders of the treasurer, activity balance. We have the approval of a bond of depository pledged by J.P. Morgan Chase at 103%. And I wasn't 100% sure about that, but I talked to John and he got me somewhat up to speed. So they are bonding us for 103% of our, basically our average daily balance. And that might be 100 million. We'd have to go do some digging to get that out. But anyway, we are bonded for it. And we still haven't got a contract on the fuel like we had before, like we thought we would last month when we called, and we were 3 or 4 hours late of locking it in for the next year, but they are staying on top of that. We got bids for oil and lubricants and antifreeze. Sure would have liked to have had a $2 price on some diesel fuel, but don't think we'll see those days again.
Ever.
And we're approving all Hardin County schools to participate in a community eligibility provision CEP program for the 2022-23. And that's a no-cost breakfast and lunch, with an adult breakfast price being $3 and adult lunch $4. So pretty cheap eating there. Custodial bid supply will be approved here in BG1 for John Hardin High School turf. We're still moving forward on that project. So information on the baseball field at Central Hardin. Anybody get something on that? I'm off guard on that one.
Quick shout out to the Central Hardin baseball team. For those that may not heard, that they did have a nice run in the state. So this is somewhat fortuitous. I can assure it's not because they went to state, but they may say that. Baseball field obviously was put in when Central Hardin became a high school, and when it was put in, the field was kind of on a tilt. I'm sure it was a very cost-effective, economic way to do it at the time. But sometimes when things are put in the most cost-effective way, they can have repair costs later, and that's what's happened. The water currently runs toward the third base dugout and has created, I don't want to say the word sinkhole, but to help understand, a minor sinkhole. The dugouts become compromised. There's a lot of erosion, might be the best term to use, along the third base side, and we just really need to overhaul the field and get it in much better shape. And so we just wanted to get that on your radar. It is time sensitive in that we'd like to try to do the work this summer and fall so that when the spring season comes, it'll be ready for play. We do plan to try to repurpose as much fencing as we can, but it's going to involve some dirt work, probably some masonry work on the third base dugout to get the field in the shape it needs to be and to prevent. We really want to fix it completely this time, not take any shortcuts and get the water shedding off both sides of the field as it probably should be. So, be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Sounds good.
Sounds like that's covered it.
Always a little maintenance to do on everything we've got, so.
Yes, sir.
It's keeping up with them.
Yeah, and this is information, we don't have cost on that yet, is that correct?
Right.
Just the fact that we need to do that.
Okay. Human Resources, certified personnel actions and classified approval of the 22-23 salary. I just barely have got to where I can write 22 on a check, and now we're talking about 23.
Yes.
And got the site-based decision meeting minutes. And we're approving the other minutes of the meetings we've had. So Anyone got anything they want to elaborate on more or pull out? If not, we need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I move we accept we approve the consent agenda as written.
I second.
Okay, have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? If not, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. So, anyone have any new business they need to bring up? No new business? No air conditioners broke down or anything like that right now? So
I hope not.
we're in good shape. All right, superintendent's report.
Yes. What I want to do is just spend some time going over very briefly some of the successes we had this school year. This year, as you all know, we began the year with COVID restrictions in place after a couple of years of dealing with COVID. We came back with the expectation that we would move our students as far as possible. And just a huge shout out to our staff at our schools, our teachers, and the hard work and dedication. These successes did not come easily. A lot of hands were in this. So John, if you'll go to the first one. Mr. Robbins was here early talking about the early college seniors' success. And if you notice the President's List, which is a 4.0 GPA, we had 30 students during their first years of college to maintain the President's List of 4.0, which is just phenomenal. If you are a parent of a student who has been off to college their freshman and sophomore year, you realize what a task that is, just to have them, one, to be invited back, and to want to stay. So to have that accomplishment is huge. The Dean's List, which is a 3.5 to 3.9 GPA, 63% of students earn Dean's List or higher. And then that's when you have the President's List. Out of those students, they earned 1,637 credit hours. That is, to me, just simply remarkable. And the parents will tell you how amazing this is because, number one, it's cheaper for them to do it in high school than it is for parents to pay for it once they are in college. But also, they have that opportunity to prepare for those classes in college. Mr. Robbins does a great job with them of meeting with them when they are in their junior years of high school, which is their freshman year of college, to help them and assist them, which when your students go off to college and they're at a different university, it is very difficult. Actually, the students don't even have to share their GPA once they go off to college. And so Mr. Robbins does a great job with that, but an average of 3.25 GPA for the group. And I heard Mr. Robbins say 127, so I'm sorry, I don't know which one I'm missing, but I had 126 students. So again, just incredible opportunities for our students to start experiencing college while here in Hardin County. So the second thing we had students coming in who had missed out on the type of instruction we want to provide, and that's that in-person instruction engagement. So this is the average increase of on-grade level students. Please note that you have second graders who really missed part of kindergarten, part of first, and then they came into second grade. So this is the average gains of on grade level. So in kindergarten, we had a 61% gain of on grade level. First grade, 43, second, 42, third, 28, fourth, 24, and fifth, 27%. And we are just incredibly proud of our students for their hard work and, again, for the teachers. Also want to comment on this. Part of the ESSER funds that we used were to hire remediation teachers. So what we did is we took students who were below grade level, and they would be pulled out to receive that additional instruction. And that, in turn, assisted those students from being off grade level to on grade level. And that's part of what we can contribute this success to. This is in the area of reading. Next is our elementary math. And again, you will see kindergarten. And I need you to know that some of our kindergarten schools had 2% of students coming in ready for kindergarten. And we are doing a lot of Get Ready camps this summer, trying to work with parents of these are things you can do to help your students be prepared when they enter school. So 60% increase of on grade level for kindergarten, and then respectively 49, 44, 45, 36, and 35% increase at our 5th grade level. You may be asking yourself, why do we not see the same gains at the older grades? And again, you're working with students who have had greater gaps in their education. And so again, just to see those percentage is something to be incredibly proud of. And then we go to our middle schools, and fortunately our middle schools came in at a higher rate of on grade level, but you have a 14%, 19%, and 18% increase of on grade level for reading. And then John, and then the average growth on grade level for math was 18 for 6th grade, 17 and 14% gains of on grade level students. And the middle schools had the same thing. They had remediation teachers working with students in the area of reading and math to assist those core instruction classes with helping these students be on grade level. Our work ethic certification, we have the grade 8 standards. John, if you will go on to the next one. We had work ethic certification. 438 of our seniors earned work ethic certification, but I think it's really important for us to note that we also did work ethic certification interviews at our middle schools, at 8th grade, and at 5th grade at our elementary schools. So we're giving them 3 opportunities to learn about those soft skills that all of the companies are saying, please send us students who have those grade 8 standards. Want to bring your attention, and I apologize that this is hard to see, but I want you to recognize the incredible growth and the increase of what we're looking at in Hardin County schools. One of the goals that we have is that we have students who are transition ready. They are ready to leave high school, ready to make a living wage, go to college. So if you look at 18-19 school year, the college ready was around 45, career ready was around 35. Then you see in 19-20, well, we had something called COVID then. A lot of our students could not test during that time, so we saw a significant decrease in that. So you only had 43% and 35%, and that was because testing was not required. They did not necessarily complete all that was necessary for that. So the overall average at that time was 64. Want to bring your attention down to the 2021 school year. And I asked Lisa Slavin to start breaking this down because we want all Hardin County students transition ready. So we started breaking it down by students who were special ed, those students with an individual education plan. We broke it down by male and female when we get to the 21-22 school year, because it's important for us to realize, do we have equal pathways that are of interest to males and females for us moving forward? So you can see the numbers. But the overall post-secondary ready is 78.6, which is a huge gain for us. If you look up at the year before, that is 63.42. And so we have increased, and we are looking to increase at least 10% each year. But when you consider we came back from the pandemic to me, that is something to be just incredibly proud of. And then if you look at our special ed transition ready, if you look up at the top, you will see 20, I believe that's 25, John, right below that, special ed transition ready. You have your college ready and then career ready. And if you go to the 21-22 school year, you can see the significant growth that we have there. So again, we're focused on getting all students, not just our college and career students ready, but all students ready for a path. And we will be looking to increase that next year. Our goal is to get to 100%. But next year, we will increase that to 85% from where we currently are. So how are we going to move forward? What we have been focusing on is our foundational skills. This is our preschool through third grade, which is the Orton-Gillingham math literacy fluency with the reflex math. You all remember the young lady who came in and talked to us about the facts. And then this summer, we had our kindergarten teachers to attend SNAP training. But Orton-Gillingham has really been the focus for our K1, 2, and 3. And then for inquiry, apply, and analyze, we have discovery education coming for our 3rd through 8th grades. And then we want our deeper learning. So we have New Tech Network in our future, project-based learning, and we really want to get away from the Discovery Ed and New Tech and really refer to this as student-centered learning. We want our students to be engaged and want to be at school because of what is happening there. So, but again, that's a quick overview. You can go back up, John. Of what we're having. Also want to give a shout out to John. I wanted to focus on instruction, but you all notice in Hardin County, especially as you travel over the summer, I hope you recognize how great our facilities look in comparison to other districts and other states, because we have incredible pride in our district and the buildings that we are presenting to our students each and every day, and still having a board that is making sure we are financially sound. We have some other districts who have indicated the raises that they are giving to their staff, that they don't know how they will do that when the ESSER funds are gone. And I just really want to applaud our board for making good, sound decisions in moving us forward. Over the past 2 years, we've given a 5.5% raise. And I know we will continue to do that when finances allow for that, but not at the risk of us not being a financially sound district. And Mr. Stith and his departments are certainly making sure to do that each and every day. So thank you all very much.
All right, thank you. Good to hear positive things once in a while, you know?
Yeah.
Those are very positive.
We've had some out-of-area visitors come by and drive past some of our schools, and very frequently they say things like, is that a college at the end of the road? That's a really nice building.
I've heard very positive comments about our school system, and I am proud of it also. You know, we do have nice facilities, and
Good people.
we got good people working, trying to keep them that way, and so we'll look forward to that in the future. It's part of the vision, as far as I'm concerned, is to keep your facilities in top shape, and there's always going to be something to do. A lot of people says, when are y'all going to quit building schools every time we turn around? Well, if things go the way we think they're going to go, we're going to be continuing to build schools. So, good situation. All right. We need an executive session for evaluation and litigation. And then we'll come back for a summative evaluation of the superintendent that we have to do. Did you get good marks this time?
I don't know. You haven't told me yet.
Okay. We'll see then, won't we? All right.
Surprised everyone.
So,
Ready for a motion?
Yeah, we need a motion.
I move that we go into executive session to discuss superintendent evaluation and litigation.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor? Signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, Ben has a summative of the superintendent evaluation there that he will bring forth here, and
Okay, so this is the overall summary of the evaluation. I'm going to read it into the record here. The Hardin County Board of Education has completed the annual evaluation of Superintendent Teresa Morgan for the 2021-2022 school year and finds Ms. Morgan to be an exemplary superintendent. This evaluation is a composite of the individual evaluation by each board member. Consistent with board policy, the overall evaluation ratings are based on the category chosen by the majority. Standard 5 managerial leadership was unanimously exemplary. Standards 1, 3, 4, 6, and 7 received a rating of 4 exemplary and 1 accomplished. Standard 2 received a rating of 4 exemplary and 1 developing. The past year has been another period of challenges and changes for our district. When viewed as a service-focused community support organization, Hardin County Schools is the largest such entity in our region. Based on the number of lives affected, only Baptist Health Hardin comes close. As the functional leader of our organization, Ms. Morgan is tasked with making difficult decisions on a daily basis, all with the focus of changing our 14,000 students' lives in a positive way, while overseeing the needs of our 2,400 employees. Her leadership has served to improve our staff and our schools, place the needs of our students above all other concerns, and advance the academic achievement of our kids even in trying times. It's clear that her goal is to prepare our students to face the challenges they'll face in life. It is the determination of the board that Superintendent Morgan has the vision and skills necessary to ensure the continued growth and advancement of Hardin County schools. She continues to earn our every confidence and full support.
Thank you. Promise to continue the student-centered instruction and focus.
all right, we appreciate that, and I guess we need a motion to approve this evaluation.
I move that we approve the evaluation.
I second it. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We gonna keep you. Yeah.
Sorry, John, don't have anything for you.
Yeah, that's, well, you know, Terry is, she's everywhere. She travels all the way to Lexington for a ball game. That's taken a lot of time and effort out. We appreciate it. She's everywhere. It seems like every sport or extracurricular function that I show up at, she's tapped me on the shoulder and you here too? Yeah. So
You all missed the baseball game. It was really good.
Oh, yeah. We could just gone a step or so farther. It
I
would really
know.
been nice, but we've had.
But you know, when
It was
that,
quite a run, though.
but
It
when the
is.
team that beat you goes on to win the state tournament, that
Makes you
speaks
feel better,
volumes.
don't
It
it?
does. It
Yep.
does. So that was fun.
That's something I've always said, that, you know, if somebody's gotta lose, and if that loser wasn't there, that team would have never got there to begin with, because they had to have somebody to push them there.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
That's, all right, I think pretty much July the 4th is coming up, and the office is closed, and next meeting will be July the 21st, 6 p.m., and we will set a date between now and then for the student hearings that we needed a special meeting.
Yes, sir. We will, we have those scheduled on July 21st at 4:30.
I had a in-law family member that I attended the funeral for today, and Steve was somewhere enjoying life on vacation, and we all knew that, and I hated it, but I just felt like I need to be there. So
Absolutely.
we chose to stay home. I did today, and that shortened us up on the noon meeting, but we will survive. One more motion.
4:30.
Motion
Yes,
to
sir.
adjourn?
Ma'am.
Second.
All in favor, motion to adjourn, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you all for hanging out.